Good morning, fellow zombies. It's a Saturday morning on the 26th of July, 2025. 5 more minutes before 10 o'clock in the morning, and sometimes I feel like I need to go back to bed, but so it happens we don't get enough sleep. And trust me, it's been a long night there. The logs are being processed and loaded up for bear. I'm trying to get things worked on here. And as soon as I get this stuff worked on, then I'm going to be getting reposted and then hopefully out there. There's a lot of things we're dealing with these days, and I'm hoping that maybe, just maybe, I got something to do and take care of the challenges. Yeah, I'm nervous about things happening these days. I am. My dog has been fussing at me all morning. She's in a darkened room, and she doesn't like it as much. And I'm not wasting the power to light it up. She wants me, she can come out here and walk. She can still walk. She can still get around. And she can do what she can. And for right now, I'm just dealing with what I've got to deal with today. So, with all the insanity happening around us, are we really ready for what's happening next? I had a conflict of conscience. I was watching Fair and Balance, and I was hearing what was happening to Trump. And yes, they did use the name Trump instead of trash bag. Because I look at a doddering old man who wants things in his life. He's not happy with an afterlife, but he's trying to work on that one in the wrong way. He's trying to show to people that he knows better. And he's willing to screw people over left and right. And that whelping that you hear is my dog who still wants me in a darkened room because she doesn't want to walk out here in the light. And she wants me to come. I need her to want. I need her to run and walk. I need her to come out. She's trying to find me. She's old and blind and deaf and 20-year-old old lady, but still, she's my dog. I'm a caregiver to a dog. But I also have to be reminded in taking care of her, I have to have empathy and compassion for the generation that went before me and is still aging out. And that includes the old trash bag that we've got in office right now. Yes, I did say trash bag at this point over here. I should not have, but I did. Simply put, guys, I still have to have the respect of the elders because these days we don't have the respect of elders. We want them to respect the younger generation. Well, we got to treat the older generation with kindness and respect to a point. Now, I know that that's kind of hard to say because we've got a guy who wants absolute domination over anything and everything and doesn't care what the hell's happening these days. Trust me, I've heard it, I'm seeing it, we're going through it right now. So nobody likes it. Nobody likes what he's going through and pushing us through. There's no way for us to hold on to this damn thing. And right now I'm still trying to get rid of some of my stuff so I can get some room on my computer. But I'm reminded of what is needed to be done. I'm reminded of what should be done or should have been done. That's not being handled correctly. And dealing with a doddering old man who wants everything now so he can leave it with his future generation, possibly. But he still wants to see that he's a good guy by doing a lot of misguided stuff, and his Trumplicants, I called them Trumplicants, I'm still sticking with the name Trumplicants. I don't call them Trumpers, as some people call them. I call them Trumplicants. Because they are replicants of the Trump. and thought and meaning and feeling and everything else going on. They're the extension of this guy. He may be coming as the epitome of evil. No, he's epitome of an old doddering fool who thinks he can lie, cheat, steal, and pilfer and pillage and plunder. He's also discovering that other people don't play up to his games. He's not playing pirate. He's trying to be a pirate of sorts. Trying to show the people he's a good man. If he is such a good man, he should have been being it. He should have been following it. He should have been leading by example, but he's not exactly. And his reputation is sullied throughout the world. Next to Putin. I bring up Putin because of some people who are not exactly looking at Putin in one way as I'm looking at him. Ex-KGB witnessed the loss of an empire and is struggling like crazy trying to get it back. Trying to push back on NATO, who's gotten a hell of a lot stronger than his own empire did. He wants it back. He's willing to do anything and everything that it takes to get it back. And he's willing to throw anybody out there to keep himself in line. He's trying to show himself as a man of strength. Morally, that's a different story altogether. But then again, we'll look on the outside of what's going on with this guy. I'm looking at the history of what this guy's done. So yeah, I get a little bit of a problem regarding judgmental in this schmuck. He's showing himself to be a strong man, not just because of his actions or his words, but in his physical form. He's been trying to work on throughout his life to be the ultimate. Cool, calm, and very manipulative and cunning. Ruthless at times. He wants what he wants right now. He knows about religion, but he doesn't care about religion. He knows about faith. He's not faithful. He's only faithful to himself. I don't know if he's got any progeny that he can bestow his legacy towards, or if it's just him. And that's all it means. It's just him. So he's going to work as hard and as long as he can to keep his body working, if not the brains. He's probably still working on his brains. To keep him in a pinnacle, in a point where he's showing people he's the boss. He's got the strength, he's got the stamina, he's got the energy because he keeps working out on it. Compared to this old dump here, I'm not that way. I haven't been athletic in my life. I've tried to walk long paces when I was a lot useful. Walked a lot. Enjoyed it. Got lost a lot, but I walked. But at a time when I actually had my youth and vigor, there were some things I could have walked easily enough. It would have taken me a long time to get from point A to point B, but at least I would have had the journey. And I've done it for myself. I got older. Wasn't so easy. Wasn't so easy. At my age right now, maybe I should have been walking myself like crazy. Instead of just counting down the damn clock. It didn't have to be, I know. Seeing how my body keeps deteriorating one way or another. And I am. I'm deteriorating. But is that alright or is that not alright? And because that's happening, I have to deal and cope with it. But I'm not out there trying to make a legacy of saying that I am controlling everybody and I want this and I want that and or trying to make stories up to people saying that we need to do this, we need to do this, I don't like this and I don't like that and everything else going on. Blah. One of the guys out there in the Independence was making a observation and he's really doesn't like him. Not as a human being fallible as he is, doesn't like old Trump. That's all right. A lot of people don't like him. What he said, what he's done, his own legacy, his own damage and destruction he's left behind. So it's kind of hard to deal with a wretched refuse, as we would probably call him, or damaged. In the 12 steps in the program, it's hard to try to reconcile ourselves and try to make amends. It takes a long while to make amends, especially with the severe damage. Maybe take a lifetime, maybe never, but at least to start the journey. Only if one is willing to do that. Only if one is willing to do that. And unfortunately, we don't see that in Trump. Sure as hell don't see that in Putin. And myself, I got to work on that one. No, work on me. The amends I need to make towards Trash Bag is the name calling. Because I view him as trash. I see him as trash. He has presented to me in a form and fashion, as I am perceiving him, as trash. Wrapped up in a bag. Trashy thinking, trashy lifestyle, trash period. Wrapped up in plastic and tied up. And seeing how that bag is deteriorating left and right on screen in attitude, form, and function. Yet to treat him as inhuman is inhuman. Period. It doesn't matter if it's possible or not. It's treating him as inhuman. I have to keep thinking about the past I've lived through, about the previous generations that came before me, that I was supposed to have respect for. Despite the fact that they've done screwed up things, I have to respect them as human beings, fallible and screwed up as they are. Don't think of them as holy. Just human beings are still struggling like crazy. Yes, and that is my dog trying to get my attention. And she wants out of here, and she's having a hard time trying to get my attention one way or another. She keeps turning the wrong way. But she is an older generation than I am. I mean, I've lived through her entire generation. She's only 20 in human years. In animal years, it's 140. At least that's what they kept saying. 7 years to one. 1 year of human and 7 years of dog. So I don't know how that works. So I have a representation of the elder generation I still have to deal with. Not to mention in my youth I was dealing with the elder generation. And I had to have respect for my aunt. Had to have respect for my grandmother. And everybody older than I was. Despite the fact, whatever misgivings, lifestyles, whatever choices, the decisions they've made, I had to respect them as human beings. I may not agree 100% or more than that, but in a sense, I still had to follow what I was taught. Looking at Trump and how he's trying to deteriorate himself one way or another and lying about it on a constant basis that he's fine and that he's doing it for everybody around him, but he's only doing it for himself. I'm seeing selfishness and ego-driven scenarios left and right happening these days. I'm seeing it. How am I supposed to be able to deal with this shit as a younger generation? The youngest generation we've got over here is looking at my generation and wondering what the hell did we do to them? And that's a fair point. Because I'm looking at Trash Bag / Trump on what his generation is doing right now to mine and everybody else is down the road. Just so he can get his gains over here. And he's been doing it for a long while. He's been doing that game for a hell of a long while. And I'm supposed to be happy about it. I'm supposed to feel content about it. I'm supposed to be what about it? And unfortunately, I don't have any answers for it. I don't. So if I had any answers, maybe I would have said something about it. Trump is doing a hell of a lot of damage to a country, a people, legacy, reputations, any way, shape, or form to gain leverage and gain power and gain control and gain stuff like that. Here. But I will make a suggestion to you guys. When it comes down for the afterlife, and eventually we're going to be there, it's not a personal belief. I've been there, done that. Not a 4-year-old, terrifying. As an adult, still not looking forward to it. But if I do, I'm hoping and praying that there may be people up there waiting for me still. I hope that is. But I'll be expecting an argument at the gates. Whoever's doing the door duty at this point is going to have an argument with Trump and the Trumplicans. But mainly with Donald J. Trump. And if he's allowed to get up to that point, the conversations that he would have with that particular angel in charge, who's got the book of life in front of him and shows it to Trump. And Trump's going to argue with him because of his name, his reputation. He wants to come in and make a deal with God and Jesus at this point. He's a Christian. He had to do so, right? I've imagined conversations in my head about how this would go out. What do you mean my name's not in there? Look again, it's Donald John Trump. I'm looking at it, Mr. Trump, and your name is not on the book of life. What do you mean? I'm Donald J. Trump. Let me in. No, we can't let you in. Who says the book? Well, the book is wrong. I'm a Christian. Give me Christ. I'll talk to him. We'll make a deal. No deal at this point. You need to step aside over there. No, I'm not. I'm going in. I'm going to talk to God about this one. This is a mistake. We can come to an arrangement. If you're talking about doing the art of the deal at this point, it's not going to work. That may happen in the mortal realm, but this is the afterlife. No, it isn't. Not if I have to say anything about it. I'm Donald Trump. I can make a deal with anybody. Not this time. However, the people in the other line you may try to make deals with. Won't work, but you can give it a shot. Is that going to give me a shot with God? I'm not going to say a word on that one. You're lying, Angel. No, I'm not allowed to say any word about that one. But if your name is in the book of life, which I do not see, then you definitely have a problem here. Can you get your boss on the line? No. And he's not coming here either. What's all those people over there for? They're going to talk to the God? No. Then what are over there for? Guess you're going to be waiting over there with them. Don't tell me anything. Yeah, because their name's not on the book either. Let me in. I'm Donald J. Trump. I want in now. I'm going to talk to your boss. I'm going to push you aside and get here. No, you're not. You can wait calmly over that line and make deals all you want. But here, if you're not in the book of life, how do I get in this book of life? You had your chances down below. What do you mean? I helped a lot of people. I did these things over here. Not much. I looked in the book of life. I saw part of your life story. Nope. No, if you just wait over there, I got to line up right behind him. Oh, they can wait. I'm getting in there. I'm Donald J. Trump. Imagine what kind of an eternity would happen if I'm trying to interpret this correctly and how the afterlife would be dealing with Trump and his Trumplicans and his like-minded thinking people. And I cannot judge at this point what would be the fate of those stepping aside. I can theorize, but I don't know. See, that's the problem. I came across a meme on Facebook, guys. And this one particular meme was saying something about, we're worrying about getting past the gate, but we're not living our life and what we think heaven should be. To paraphrase. I do not know how to live like if I'm in heaven. I only know how I'm living here on earth. And me constantly judging and berating this guy is not going to get me any marks to get through the door if I'm going to be worrying about that. No. But the thing is, it just lays a hell of a lot more stress and pressure on me because I'm accurately feeling the thoughts and feeling of people who don't like this guy at all because of what he said and done and what he's allowing his duplicates to do. But also how he lived his lifestyle, the more and more I keep learning and looking at all this ugly stuff. It's like, was there something somewhere in his life that was salvageable as a human being, or was he always like this? I'm trying to look at it in a way of looking at an elder who has had his own life screwed up. If he has any regrets in his eyes of what happened, then I can see the humanity. But if there is no regret, if there is none, then I got to look at this guy still as a broken human being. The question being, how would I be looked at from the younger generation? Did I do anything wrong to screw things up? I have to question my own motives, my own thought patterns. I have to question me. I have to put myself in perspective. What did I screw up these days? What can I make amends for? Just to clean up my side of the street so I can understand that maybe somehow it's not getting into heaven. It's trying to live life as best as I could down here. Without trying to backstab anybody, without trying to bullshit them left and right, without being a lying Cossack. I have to hold myself accountable, transparent, and responsible. 3 words I still have to hold. Because this way, tell them honestly, truthfully, I'll know I will have to endure whatever happens afterwards. But at least I'm not going out there pillaging, pilfering, plundering, and terrorizing people left and right. Just for my own sick needs. I need to see the world in one particular form or fashion, so I need to clean up the entire world to fit my own viewpoint. Not look at the world as it is. Trump's done a lot of crap. His lineage has done a lot of crap. His Trumplicants have done a lot of crap. Each of them individuals who keeps following this guy are going to have to ask themselves questions. They're going to have to question themselves. Are they going to be looking forward to going to the gate of heaven or trying to live as if they are in heaven here? I'm not a guru. I'm not a guru. I am not a religious folk of a sort. Not like clerical. Well, clerical used to be just finger typing and stuff like that. But no, I'm not of clergy. I haven't got into in the secular schools. I haven't got into colleges where it would teach me how to be living and thinking in one particular form or fashion. I am in a community college. Been there for 10 years in Change County. 2 classes at a time for most days. Just to see if I can do it as an adult. And I've been doing it as an adult. I've been learning things as an adult. I've been taking my time, comparing notes. And it's benefited me personally. I've enjoyed it. It's almost as long as trying to deal with K through 12. And we're doing one grade twice. When it comes down for looking at Trump, I have to look at him as a failed human being or a trying human being. It just doesn't get it. In my own viewpoint, in my own observations of what he's been doing to everybody else, he's not getting it. He's hurting a hell of a lot of people. I have that negative stigma towards him, that viewpoint on him. If he has helped out people, It's probably those who have the well-to-do, but not the need. But he's going to do what he's going to do, and he's going to do it to hell of a lot of people. And I don't have to like the actions. I don't like to have to like him, period. What I need to do is look at my own self and see how I'm trying to deal with things, life on life's terms. Because if I'm not, then I know I'm screwing myself up one way or another. And if I am, there's a lot of things I need to make up for. There's a lot of things I need to make up for. And I have to. I'm looking at him as a failed human being. I'm looking at him as a failed human being. But then again, who is he failing? In eyes of God, or is it eyes of the people who he keeps screwing over left and right? I'm not giving this guy a break. There's no way I'm giving him a break. And if I did give him a break, I've got a problem with myself. So I have to struggle with what I've got to deal with people like him. And I'm not liking it, but I have to. Because it's important for me to look at myself that way. And if I don't, then I don't know what the hell I'm looking at myself. Trump's going to do what he's going to do to get his way and get his things going in life. He's on a constant basis on a highway to hell. He just doesn't see it. He doesn't care about it. It's happening to him right now. So how do we deal with this asshole? I don't know. You tell me. We'll both know. But if there is a way of dealing with him, then we have to find a better way. But I'm not going to give him any benefit of the doubt at this point over here. He still wants to live his own selfish, self-centered, egotistical manner. He's going to do it. He's still considered a trash bag at that point. But then again, I'm expending my judgment on this asshole anyway. Only because he's asking for it. And this is a tug of war I got right now. Am I supposed to love the guy or am I supposed to hate the guy? I don't love the guy. But I don't like hating the bastard either. Because I'm seeing a doddering old fool deteriorating both mentally and physically at this point over here. He wants to get all he can, show that he's the world's greatest human being. But he's not doing it in one way that's... Unfortunately, he's not doing it in a way that we appreciate. Because he's harming a hell of a lot of people. And I don't think he's going to live long enough to make amends. Or try to make amends. Or even say he's sorry. I don't think so. Putin, I understand that he doesn't care about the highway to hell. He is hell. He don't care. He don't care. Trump and his family, on the other hand, if they're doing it just to be lying, cheating, thieving, pilfering, plundering pirates, and that's all they care about. There's a line out in Star Wars, in the original movie, where Princess Leia and Han Solo are in the cockpit of the Millennium Falcon, already made their escape from the Death Star. If money is all you love, then that's what you will receive. Your friend's quite a mercenary. No one ever cares about anything or anybody. Keep that one in mind, guys. That being said.